Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Lou, and this is Metal Lens Reviews. Hope you're all doing well. So, if this happens to be your first time here, you tune into my channel and you like what you see, thank you. Please do me that favor of like, comment, subscribe. Really helps me grow the channel and, of course, provide you guys with more content to watch. So, what are we doing here? Well, I'm gonna do another reaction to Slaughter to Prevail. Now, I did one before, it's like a couple weeks ago. And early in their career, because I want to get kind of like a taste of what they sounded like back then to now, if there was any change at all. How I was introduced to them was, well, by the singer, Alex Terrible. I know they're a Russian band that kind of got, they moved to Florida. And actually, Florida was like a huge death metal scene back in the day. And, well, they're, deathcore, so, anyway, very interesting. The vocal, like I said, Alex Terrible showed up in my, shorts feed on YouTube, and, the guy sounds like a beast, saw him play with a bear. The guy's a monster, really. He's the epitome of, Russian masculinity, It was like the Russian flag, and then he's like, center of it. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the band, obviously, him doing these, wicked covers of songs that I know, but in his, death growl, very interesting. Also, I seen him one time, it was like not personally, just, live, the way he could project his voice without a mic, even just for like a brief moment. The dude's got a set of pipes, not in singing sense, but just really aggressive, and it shows. And that is kind of like one of their claim to fame. Obviously, the whole group is filled with talent. They're just monsters on their instruments, and I mean that with all due respect too. Really, really wicked, really well done, man. Like I said, I'm more of like a rhythm kind of guy. I mean, yeah, I got a crybaby pedal, like it helps me solo, but I kind of like just like chugging and do some power chords, maybe drop my tuning down, but these guys, they're just, they're doing sweeps. It's just, wicked stuff, and it's awesome. Yeah, so this song, pretty recent, I think, and it was up there. It was one of their, top choices. This was kind of a random pick, I know this is fairly recent. Like I said, I want to do kind of like a before and after, and this is the after, so I want to see, because I listened to the song I reacted to previously. The title slips my mind, but it was like 4 years ago, I think, 4 or 5 years ago, to now. Obviously I know the guy's voice, I know a little bit of them, and how they play, but this is fresh, sort of, kind of, so I'm all about it. I'm ready to check it out. Alright, well, let me stop yapping. Let me cue this video up, and we're going to check out Slaughter to Prevail, Viking. Awesome, awesome title. I love Vikings. So yeah, let's, you guys ready? Let's do this.
Так прольется кровь. Мой язык бескостный станет железом, чтобы говорить. Понимаешь только язык меча, что ж.
this one's gonna be a hard one to pause. I just want to kind of like headbang. I'm afraid I'll smash my computer. Holy shit. The fuck? Yeah, that voice, man. I mean, how could you not talk about it, right? Even it's been talked to death. I imagine one of the the soundtrack to Hell is obviously, Slayer, but this is a close second. Guy's intimidating. He should be in movies. He should voice movies. Someone should tell him, like, voice, like, I don't know, like a really crazy animated horror movie, like the villain or something. Anyway, holy shit, man. Definitely face melting. But you know what? This emerging, metalcore / deathcore, what have you. I noticed they're all kind of leaning towards this. See, where like my era was like, that we went through the new metal phase, then the evolution of that, and then you had like, other bands, other weird groups that just kind of fit in, and then stuff went underground again. Then you had stuff like Lamb of God, and then you have this, so it's like another layer, another level of extreme music. I would definitely put this up there with, like, so for me, I used to scare people listening to, like, Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, Morbid Angel, that was pretty heavy stuff. 6 Feet Under, those kind of bands. But yeah, these guys, they kind of take it to another level. And yeah, obviously I've seen it coming, so not much. I mean, they definitely, I feel like, got more aggressive. His voice, I don't know if that's modded with something, or if that's just him, making his voice sound like that. I mean, obviously it's deep, and it uses the growl, and it's a nice, friendly Christian atmosphere, right? I saw a kid, I'm just kidding. No, man, his shows are probably brutal as hell, but yeah, I'm at the age now where I'm kind of like, up top, headbanging, but sipping a beer, you know what I mean? I put my time in, I like watching the pits from a distance now, I support it, but, I got work the next day, you know what I mean? But, anyway, man, obviously they probably have a legion of fans, and their stage presence is like, animalistic, man. Brutal shit. And I love it. Yeah, just really in your face. Doesn't even give you, kind of like reminds me of like Hatebreed, Perseverance, that album. Just kind of hits you in the face, right from the get-go. Doesn't give you a chance to breathe, and that's what I like. It's just really aggressive in your face, but tolerable at the same time, It's not like, what's that one genre, the grindcore, I think it is. I'm not crazy about the pig squeals and all that stuff, and just, it's kind of a chaotic mess, but not in a good way. I don't know. To each his own. Whatever. Slaughter to Prevail kind of bring it up front. There's no melody here, but I can hear all the instruments pretty clear. The vocals, obviously, give or take. Maybe you can make out a word here and there, but, was he singing in Russian in the beginning? It didn't sound English, But either way, man, just fucking energy, right? Awesome. I'm glad bands like this, at the same time as, like, I know they, they're all kind of leaning towards this, and everyone's a mastermind at guitar all of a sudden. But, I do like a little change up here and there. But, like I said, this, I'm glad I'm glad it exists, this kind of music, as opposed to metal in general just kind of fading with the wind and going back underground. Like, I'm glad this is kind of getting the push. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I'm happy it's here, and I'll continue to listen to it. Might not be my cup of tea, but like I said, I'm happy it exists. We need it to influence another generation. Who knows? Well, let's keep going.
Понимаешь только язык меча, что ж?
that image, right? The guy has become a bear, a vicious Russian bear. Yeah, I definitely think he's mixing, Russian and English. Anyway, face melting music, man. I love those inner cuts of, him and the rest of the band, meeting fans. I think that's kind of cool. I think I seen a video of Corey Taylor from Slipknot. Talk to one of them. I think Corey's son actually is like a fan of them. I think they might even been brought out to support one of Slipknot's tours. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's cool. It's cool that other metal bands that have been around, you could appreciate them. That's always a good sign when you see that. That doesn't happen often, because it's competition in a way, but you could appreciate touring buddies, and that's how you get ahead. You influence one another. But yeah, man, brutal stuff. I love the band and fan connection. I think that's pretty cool. That's very important, actually, because if you have a healthy fan base that you actually nurture and take care of, you go out and meet them, maybe a meet and greet or just in passing. That's always cool. You can't let the even though I wouldn't call them your typical rock stars, but when you reach a certain level of fame, it comes that fine line. Well, do I associate with people anymore? Like what do you do? How do you deal with that? I can only imagine, because everyone does it differently. Everyone handles fame or some level of fame differently. Some become recluse, some more open. These guys, obviously they're fan favorites, and it's interesting, and very diverse group, a very diverse in age. It's just, I like the change up. That's cool how anyone across the board could appreciate. So, which is, like I said, looking at them face value, you're like, this is going to be a hard band to digest. I don't know, because when I show people bands like Cannibal Corpse or 6 Feet Under, they're like, does he sing at all? I mean, but once again, there's enough changes in here to keep it interesting. It keeps you in the loop. You get lost in the wall of sound, I call it, when it comes to these kind of bands, or death metal bands, or mostly hardcore aggressive bands. It might be a little harder to listen to if you're not used to it. But at the same time, them being them, they have a lot of switches, a lot of different musical compositions that kind of pop up here and there. It makes it a little more tolerable and easier to listen to. It's still aggressive as hell, but, there's a groove about it too, which is cool. And I love I'm a sucker for breakdowns, I'm not that much of a hardcore fan, but, the little bit I've listened to, obviously, bands like Biohazard or Hatebreed, you know it when you hear it. So I like that they bring that edge to the table. That's cool, I don't have a problem with them. I like it so far, have I heard music? Like I said, metalcore seems to be, and deathcore seems to be like up front and center. Every era had their genre of metal music kind of up front in their face. And now this era, I guess, even though it's kind of still underground, is, this kind of, blast beat in your face, aggressive style. But once again, if it wasn't for this, I think a metal would have been continuously on a downward spiral to the underground, which, would be returning to its roots. But at the same time, I like seeing bands like this in the spotlight. There's a sign of hope. Yeah, so far so good. All right, well, let's keep going.
Striker! Язык меча, что ж, unsatisfied primal fear.
Man, that was awesome. That was fun, man. Oh, I love breakdowns. Kerry King released something new. He has been. He finally released, his solo album. It's very Slayer-ish, but the connection with that is, there's a breakdown on one of the songs. I forgot the title of it, but I love that. That's a definitely good. That and these wild solos that don't make any sense, But yeah, awesome, man. I gotta say, Slaughter to Prevail. This definitely, like I said, I have no idea how the correlation, I'm not even going to guess the lyrics relating to the song. It's called Viking. Vikings are brutal. They're berserkers. He's definitely a berserker, Yeah, man. In your face. Face-melting deathcore, I guess. Is that right? Is it deathcore? But yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's different. I guess if they come to Philly, I'll check them out, Just to, like I said, I'm definitely going to keep my distance, It's more than likely I probably have to get up early the next day, but, who cares, right? Whatever. Metal till I'm 100, But yeah, awesome. I'm glad these guys are, in the forefront. I'm glad they're keeping the scene alive. And I guess I'm going to keep checking them out. Let me know what you guys think. What else you want me to do from them? I'm interested. Alright, well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, my friends, see you all very, very soon. Peace.